Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Daily D. Today's topic is fool me once. Have you ever heard of that statement? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Well, today, in where I'm at today, and maybe you're in the same place, is we are in a somewhat of another pandemic, if you will. We had a winter storm here in Texas, and that winter storm has caused much chaos. A lot of power outages, shortages of supplies, and somewhat of a panic by many people here. And this isn't, by the way, something that's not happened before. And maybe not for the exact same circumstances, but where I live, there's many hurricanes that have happened before that have caused a very similar concept. In fact, during the last summer, we had the same thing. During the pandemic, the original pandemic of COVID, there's a very similar concept, shortage of a lot of things. And when I look back at all the times that this has happened, and I always tell myself this, like, I can't believe we're going through this again. And I don't mean because of as a country or as a community or as a family. I mean literally, I can't believe I'm allowing myself to go through this again. And I say allowing because many, maybe even you and I did for a long time, believe that the world outside of me controls my destiny. And I used to think that a lot, meaning, if the economy's bad, then my business is bad. If the weather's bad, then my attitude's bad. There's just so many ways, right, that you can correlate what's going on in the world to how we are inside or how we're doing. And yes, there are things that I can't control, and you can't either, right? We can't control the weather, we can't control the economy, can't control the White House, we can't control a lot of things, but we could prepare for a lot of things. And this fool me once thing really comes to mind because I feel so dumb most days when I don't control things. See, I'm a big control freak, and I think you should be too. I believe we should control everything. I believe we should control the way we live on a daily basis. I want to have control over my daily agenda. If I could control the weather, I would, but obviously I can't. But I can control my attitude. I want to control my own economy, if you will. And this is actually what I'm writing my book about, controlling my own economy, how I can show you how to control the things that revolve around you as far as cash flow and money is concerned. And when I look at what I'm going through, it really pisses me off because I've gone without power before. My house has not had power for going on 3 days. And every time I've had no power, I've said, gosh, I wish I had a generator. And every time this is over, I'll say I'll get one, and I don't do it. And it pisses me off that I should have done this already. Now, this isn't to tell you guys that everybody should just go get a generator or everybody should, could afford that or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. What I'm trying to tell you is if I couldn't afford it, which there were times where I said this and I couldn't afford it, I should have figured out a way. And today, now that I can, why don't I do it? You see, this is the problem with today's society. Like, we only are worried about what's going on right now and not what could happen or not what, I'm not saying you should be paranoid about what's going to happen, but I definitely don't want to allow anything else to control my destiny. And every day this week from Sunday, well, most of Sunday was under my control, but Sunday night, Monday morning, Tuesday, today's Wednesday, everything has been out of my control. And it's very frustrating to me to see this because it's not because I'm just a control freak, because I am a control freak. It's not what I deserve in my life. And I hope you feel the same way too. We should not allow, in the greatest country on this earth, on this planet, right? The greatest country on this planet, you know what? You could say that about any country, by the way. It doesn't matter where you live. But in the greatest time to ever lived, with more information at my fingertips than I've ever had before, than any generation prior, why haven't I made better decisions? Why haven't I committed to stepping up? Why have I allowed outside factors to control my destiny? And this is so true for me every day. Like, why am I allowing this? And I challenge you to not accept the normal today. Wherever your conditions are, regardless if you're experiencing this pandemic with me or not, I challenge you not to be fooled more than once. If the weather fools you once, don't let it happen again. If somebody fools you once, don't let it happen again. This is not something to allow to happen. If you go broke once, never let it go happen again. So the moral of this really is you should never let a bad experience go without its lessons. And without those lessons, teachings, without those teachings, executions. You can't say, well, gosh, I wish I had a generator, and then next week not do it. You got to make a commitment and do it. You can't say, I wish I would have invested that last Robinhood account or whatever, and then you don't do it. You can't say those things. You have to say, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to commit. I'm going to make more money. I'm going to go out and get better health. I'm never going to allow myself to go to the hospital again. I'm never going to get sick again. Many people go through this pandemic that we went through of sickness and illness, fighting COVID, for an example, and then get out of the hospital from almost dying and go straight to the pizza joint and go straight to the bar. Like, you do not allow something to happen negative in your life and not learn from it and go on and get better. You should get better. Fool me once, fuck, right? I'm sorry to cuss, but shame on you. But fool me twice, and that's me. That's me. If I go to the hospital twice, that's my fault. If I get bad weather, lose power, that's my fault. And I am sick and tired of this. I don't know about you guys, but this is passionate to me because I don't want to be living in a world where I don't control what happens to me. And you shouldn't either. You shouldn't rely on the world to take care of us. I shouldn't have to worry about this government supporting me. I shouldn't have to worry about anybody supporting me. And it's not because I'm just some independent guy. It's because that is what we were born to do. We weren't born to be babies all our lives. They made the 3rd grade chair at school so small that you couldn't go back there. As you grow, you're supposed to get out of there. So many people depend on everything else and let the whirlwind of the world drag them wherever the world goes. They're the people who throw up their sail on their boat and say, wherever the wind takes me, that's where I'll go. I don't want that. I want to strap a motor on that damn boat and go where I want to go. That's my world, and it should be yours too. I challenge you to commit today to never letting one negative experience control your destiny, to learning from this experience, whatever it is. It does not matter. It doesn't have to be out of power. It doesn't have to be out of money. It doesn't have to be out of health. It could be anything, a relationship, a shortage of something, a feeling, an emotion that you're going through that is challenging you, and you should never let it happen again. Never, ever, ever. You need this. You deserve it. Control your own destiny. Be a control freak about everything in your world, because you know what? It's your right to be. I hope I didn't offend you, but if I did, don't let that happen again. All right, guys, I love you guys. Have a successful day. Wish you health, wealth, success, but most importantly, freedom. Have a great day, guys.